Okay, this will be your activity number 7, reaction stoichiometry. Actually, we are done with this sa lecture. Ito din yung quiz natin kanina. And ito din yung problem solvings involving the pattern I have given you. This one, the mass of the given substance multiplied to its moles, and that is through the molar mass. And then i-multiply natin siya sa mole ratio, and then lastly sa mass ng unknown, so that we can get the grams. This is the whole pattern, grams to grams. But I believe you are familiar sa pag-adjust sa pattern, depende kung ano yung given and what is asked in the problem. But with regards to the mole ratio, remember this one is coming from the balanced equation. And if you are asked to provide the list of all the mole ratio in a given reaction, it looks like this, class. Ililista nyo lahat yung possible na mole ratio. Like we have here an example, 2 moles of aluminum oxide will yield 4 moles of aluminum and 3 moles of oxygen. Yung mga possible mole ratio natin dito, yung 2 moles ng aluminum oxide, 2:4. So that is 4 moles of aluminum, or the other way around. Pwede din. Pwede kasi natin siyang baliktarin, right? Depende kung ano yung hanap sa problem natin. And then another possible mole ratio, yung 2 moles ni aluminum oxide will also yield 3 moles of oxygen, or vice versa. Sa taas si oxygen, sa baba naman si aluminum oxide. And then, lastly, we can also have mole ratio between products. So 4 moles of aluminum is to 3 moles of oxygen. Again, pwede din siyang baliktarin. Pero yung mga sets of problems na sasagutan nyo here is this one sa baba. Mga examples lang ito ha, yung mga nasa worksheet natin, examples of problems which are already done sa lecture. Like this one, moles yung given, this part of the pattern lang yung gagamitin. Okay? Moles times the mole ratio, so that you will also get the mole. So you may read the you may review the concept of stoichiometry with this one, but yung sasagatan nyo talaga is nasa last na part. So laboratory activity 7, reaction stoichiometry and ideal stoichiometry reactions. So sa first activity, you have to make sure first that the given equations here are already balanced, and you have to write all the possible mole ratios. When you say all possible mole ratios, kagaya ng example kanina sa taas, isa-isahin natin. Like 2 moles of mercury oxide is to 2 moles of mercury, or vice versa. And ano pa yung mga pwedeng possible mole ratios dyan. So again, all you need to do is to list down all the mole ratios possible for the given reaction. Now for the second part, you have to analyze and solve the problem, and you have to show the solution. So like this one, ammonia is widely used as fertilizer and in many household cleaners. Ammonia ha. So how many moles of ammonia are produced when 6 moles of hydrogen gas react with the excess of nitrogen gas? So you have to read and understand the problem, which of the given are the reactants, and alin yung product or products kung marami. So pag ma-identify nyo na yung reactant and yung product, you may balance the equation and you may proceed with the solving. Okay, given ito dito, 6 moles daw ng hydrogen gas ang gagamitin, gaano daw karaming moles din ng ammonia yung mapuproduce. And then the second part, the decomposition of potassium chlorate is used as a source of oxygen in the laboratory. Take note of the chemical reaction, it's decomposition. Decomposition of potassium chlorate, and ano yung magiging products of the decomposition, isa na dyan si oxygen. So you have to predict what's the other product and you have to balance the equation and solve this one. So how many daw moles of potassium chlorate are needed to produce the 15 moles of oxygen? So you have to properly understand the problem para properly ma-identify nyo din products and reactants and mabalance nyo correctly yung solution. Okay? So yun yung gagawin ninyo. Hindi naman talaga siya mahaba. Medyo mahaba lang yung kanyang ang tawag dito, introduction, since nilist down muna yung mga different patterns and parts of the patterns. Yeah, parang same lang din siya sa pag-solve ng quiz kanina. So this one is just an application of the lecture sa laboratory na component since we cannot push through with our face-to-face laboratory class this week. Okay? Any question about the activity? This is due sa Sunday. And next week, Monday, di ba, we will have our reporting ng activities 6 and 7 that will be reported by groups 2 and 3 respectively. And then on the next day, sa Tuesday, we will have the reporting of activity number 8 and that will be reported by group 4. Activity number 8 was the experiment we did sa face-to-face the other week. Okay, or I think last week. Questions or clarifications? Ang recording, yes, I'll be uploading the recordings first and then i-post ko siya sa Schoology. Any question or clarification pa? Wala na. Sige, so you may start doing the activity.